Hello students, in last lecture we have seen one application of Gauss law. Today we have to see the second application of Gauss law, and in this application we have to see electric intensity due to an infinitely long charged conductor. For this purpose, let us suppose that we have infinitely long cylindrical conductor which is uniformly charged. Capital R is the radius of that infinitely long charged cylinder. Let lambda be the linear charge density over that cylinder. Let us suppose that this charged cylinder is kept in free space, and so as to determine the electric intensity at a distance small r from the axis of this charged cylinder, let us consider a Gaussian cylinder, coaxial Gaussian cylinder of radius small r and of length small l. Now here, to the plane faces of this Gaussian cylinder, the direction of electric intensity is a parallel. Hence here theta is equals to 90 degree, and as theta is equals to 90 degree, the total flux over the plane faces of this Gaussian cylinder is equals to 0. Because electric equation for electric flux is equals to E ds cos theta, and as here theta is equals to 90 degree, theta is equals to 90 degree at the plane faces of the Gaussian cylinder, total flux over the plane face is equals to 0. Now, over the curved face of this Gaussian cylinder, the electric intensity is along the radius of that curved face. Hence here, at any point over this curved face of the Gaussian cylinder, the magnitude of electric intensity is same, and its direction is normal at any point to the curved face of the Gaussian cylinder. Hence here, in that case, at any point over this curved face of the Gaussian cylinder, theta is equals to 0 degree. Let us consider point P over the curved face of the Gaussian cylinder at a distance small r from the axis of the charged cylinder. Let us take a small area around that point P. The direction of electric intensity at point P or over the small area ds is normal, that means theta is equals to 0 degree in this case. Therefore here, the flux over the area small area ds, according to definition, it is equals to E ds cos theta, as theta is equals to 0 degree, cos 0 is 1, therefore here d phi is equals to E into ds. Hence here, total flux over the curved face of this Gaussian cylinder phi, that is equals to integration d phi. Substitute the value here. Integration ds is equals to twice pi RL into E. Let us call this as equation number 1. If Q is the total charge enclosed by this Gaussian cylinder, out of the total charge on this given charge conductor, if Q is the total charge enclosed by that Gaussian cylinder, then according to Gauss law, the total flux over the curved face of the Gaussian cylinder, that is equals to total charge upon epsilon 0. Let us call this as equation number 2. By equating equation 1 and 2, we get here this equation, or we get electric intensity is equals to twice pi 1 upon twice pi epsilon 0 q by r into L. R here in terms of linear charge density, it is equals to 1 upon twice pi epsilon 0 lambda by r. Now here, if this charge cylinder is kept in any medium of permittivity epsilon and dielectric constant K, then the same equation becomes in this form. After this, here we have to see the next application, and in that application we have to study electric intensity due to a charged infinitely plane sheet. For this purpose, let us suppose that we have uniformly charged infinite plane sheet having surface charge density sigma. Now here, to determine the electric intensity at a distance r from the charged sheet, let us consider a Gaussian surface in the form of cylinder, such that the plane sheet is at the center of this Gaussian cylinder. Let here A be the area and twice r be its length of the Gaussian cylinder. Now here, at the curved faces of this Gaussian cylinder, the electric intensity is parallel. Therefore here, theta is equals to 90 degree in that case. Hence the total flux over the curved face of this Gaussian cylinder is equals to 0. Over the plane faces of this Gaussian cylinder, the electric intensity is normal. Therefore here in that case, theta is equals to 0 degree. Hence here, the total flux over the ends P and P dash of this Gaussian cylinder, that is equals to the flux at the end face P plus flux at the end face P dash. Now here, integration ds, E is a constant. Hence integration ds, that is equals to area cross section of the end face, that is A. Hence here we write total flux phi is equals to E into A plus E into A, that is equals to twice E into A. Let us call this as equation number 1. Now, out of the total charge over this infinitely plane sheet, if Q magnitude of charge is enclosed by this Gaussian surface or Gaussian cylinder, then here that Q is equals to sigma into A. Hence, according to the Gauss law, the total flux over the end face of this Gaussian cylinder phi is equals to total charge Q upon epsilon 0, or it is equals to sigma into A upon epsilon 0. Let us call this as equation number 2. Equating equation 1 and equation 2, we get here this equation, or from this equation electric intensity E is equals to sigma upon twice epsilon 0. If this infinite plane sheet is kept in any medium of permittivity epsilon and of dielectric constant K, then the same equation becomes E is equals to sigma upon twice epsilon, or E is equals to 2 times K epsilon 0. Now here, if we have to determine the electric intensity inside the charged conductor, any type of charged conductor, then here, as the charges is present outside the charged conductor, hence inside the charged conductor no charge is present, and as no charge is present inside any type of charged conductor, the electric intensity inside the charged conductor is always equals to 0. Here we stop. Thank you.